Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, I would request you please subscribe to the channel. It takes a lot of hard work and effort to create such hands-on videos for you. Also, your subscription keeps me motivated to keep making hands-on courses for you on YouTube. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Also, one more thing, in case some of you who are going to prepare for interviews, or if you want a dedicated sessions one-to-one, okay, you can join my paid course, which is of 6,000, where I cover DevSecOps to Cloud DevOps, including everything that you require for DevOps from scratch. Okay, the cost is very low as compared to the syllabus. You can check out the description for the syllabus and all. Okay, if you have any clarification, if you have any doubt, you can connect one to me regarding this course. Okay, yeah, coming back. So today is going to be our day one for our Python for DevOps, and we are going to learn everything from scratch so that people who are not in IT sector, they can also start learning. Okay, yeah. Few things that I need to make clear since this is day one. First of all, complete documentation of whatever I teach you, whatever scripts I'm going to use, whatever programs or pipelines we are going to use, everything you'll be able to find in this repository, Python for DevOps, which is completely public. So make sure to follow me on GitHub. So whenever I upload a new file or documentation, you will get notified. Okay, so make sure to follow here. Also the assignment that, as I told, that I'm going to give you assignments also, so that you can practice the DevOps with Python, so that those assignments basically will be shared in this Telegram group. You can see it's completely open many to many, so anyone can send messages. Basically, you should definitely join if you are, because if you are having any doubt, issues or queries, you can just put here and someone will definitely reply you to help you. Okay, yeah, so these are the things. Okay, now let's start with the day one of our Python for DevOps. Okay team, so talking about Python, what exactly is Python? First of all, that we should know. Okay, so Python is a high level programming language that is versatile and dynamically typed. Okay, I'll explain all these three things. Okay, first of all, let's understand when it was created and when it was introduced. Okay, so Python was first introduced in 1991 by this person. Okay, Guido van Rossum. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, but yeah. Okay, and as I told, there are three core features of Python as a programming language. Okay, first of all, we have high level. Python is a high level programming language. Secondly, I said versatile. Okay, and thirdly, I mentioned dynamically typed. Okay, now what exactly these three things means? Okay, so basically when we say a Python is a high level programming language, that means Python is a very written in a language that is very close to human, and it is like very easily readable by human. Okay, which I will explain you in a few seconds. Okay, so it's a general purpose language. High level means basically which is like a language written which is very easily readable by humans. Okay, then we have versatile. When we say that Python is versatile, that means Python is not limited to a specific kind of programming. Okay, using Python we can do lot of things. For example, we can write source code to create whole application. We can do web development with Python source code. We can do automation. We can do DevOps with Python. Okay, not just that. At this point, you know, like AI and data analytics, these are like one of the trending topics. So using Python, you can do those things. Okay, data analysis and like AI kind of applications, machine learning, and everything we can do with Python. Okay, that's why we say it's versatile. It's not just limited to certain kind of coding or programming. Okay, we can do almost everything with Python. Okay, and that is one of the reasons Python is most widely used programming language currently in the world. Okay, coming to third option. Okay, dynamically typed. Okay, why Python is known as dynamically typed? Let me explain you. Let's say we are working with Java, or like let's say we are working with C. Okay, so when we want to create a variable of integer type, how do we write? We will write int a, then we will assign some values like 10, right? So similarly, if you want to like work with string, we need to define the variable type first, string, then let's say b equal to something something, right? So here what we did, we are basically defining the data type, right? But in case of Python, we, as I said, it's dynamically typed. Okay, so in case of Python, you don't need to specifically define the data type. For example, let's say I wrote a equal to 10. Okay, and a equal to 10, and again I wrote like b equal to let's say Aditya. Okay, now what will happen? 1 second, let me put single quotes. Yeah, So what exactly happens here in case of Java or other programming languages, we are literally defining previously only that this variable that I'm creating A or B, first one A is of integer type, and B is of string type. But in case of Python, we don't need to define that. Why? You can just provide like A equal to 10 and B equal to a string variable in single quotes or double quotes. Okay. So here what is happening, what Python will do, Python will understand based on the value provided that what kind of data type it is. Okay, that happens at runtime. Okay, and that is why we say Python is dynamically typed. We don't need to specify or provide the information about the data type, what kind of data we are using. Based on the kind of value provided for the specific data, Python will understand what kind of data it is. Okay, so you got the point. You understood like what is high level, what is why Python is high level, why Python is versatile, and why Python is known as dynamically typed, right? Okay, now let's come to some of the key features of Python. I will explain each key feature one by one, and I hope you understand. Okay, so yeah, first key feature that we have is easy to learn and read. Okay, first key feature that we have is easy to learn and read. And when I say Python is very easy to learn and read, you know why I say that? I'll explain you with a proper example. Let me show you. Okay, as I told, Python is written in a very human friendly language, or like very human readable language, right? For example, let's say my requirement is that I want to print hello world. Okay, like let's say I need to write a program to print hello world. Okay, that much I need to do, right? Okay, now let's say I wanted to know like how many lines of code and how complex it is with programming language. Okay, for example, if you are choosing Java, I hope you can see my screen. For example, if you are choosing Java to write hello world, this is the number of lines of code that you'll be needing to write to print hello world in case of Java. Okay, same thing if you are going to do with C, this many things you need to write. Okay, again C++ is similar to C, but it's like again like similar kind of multiple lines, right? With Angular, if you want to write, so many things you need to do. Okay, but when it comes to Python, if you see how many lines of code you can see here, you can see just print in brackets, in double quotes, hello world, and that's all. So from the example itself, you can see Java, C, C++, Angular, they are all taking multiple lines, as well as it's not very easy to understand. Okay, for example, even like let's say I have never worked with Angular. Okay, seeing this does not make me understand very quickly okay what we are trying to do, right? It is a little bit complex. Same thing in other situations also. If you are already working with other languages, then it will be easier. Okay, but if you are going for the first time learning a language, then obviously out of these many languages you will go for Python, because you can see how user friendly language. What we are going anyone can see this command and understand okay, we are writing a command to print hello world, right? And that's why I say Python is very easy to learn and read, right? Okay, let's talk about second key feature of Python. What exactly is it? Second feature that I say it is there is multi-purpose. Okay, when I say Python is multi-purpose programming language, why? Because we can use Python for writing a source code for web development. We can do web development with it. We can create a whole application with it, including backend, frontend. Using Python we can do, right? We can do DevOps with Python, right? We can like build application and create application written in Python source code, and using Python libraries we can build the application also using DevOps. Okay, then as at this point, as I told previously also, data analysis is on the like sky high. Okay, lots of people are using high volume data to analyze it. Okay, so for that also we use Python. There are certain libraries inside Python like NumPy, Panda, and Seaborn, like that, which are used for analyzing a big volume of data. Okay, not just that, Python is also used for automation. For example, when we are working with DevOps, we have shell scripting, right, for writing automation scripts. Okay, but shell script is not very easy to understand or learn, whereas if you are starting with Python or learning with Python the same thing, it becomes much easier. Okay, so if one suggestion for you, if you have not learned scripting with any language, if it comes to learn first time, go with Python. It is much easier. The language is much easier for you to understand. Okay, and that's why we say it's multi-purpose, because we can do almost all kind of things with Python programming language. Okay. Okay. Third key feature of Python is it's a interpreted language. Okay. Let me explain you what exactly does it mean. Interpreted language. Okay. So like when we are working with C programming language or Java, basically when we have written source code, we compile the source code. For example, like in Java based application, we run the command maven compile. Okay, what is the purpose of compilation? Purpose of compilation is to check if your source code is having any syntax based error or not, right? If it is having syntax based error, then it will give compilation error. Okay, compilation was not successful because it is having some sort of error. Where in case of Python, we do not need to compile our source code separately. Okay, once we have written our source code, we can simply run it and it will be interpreted at runtime. The syntax of this whole source code will be checked at runtime. We don't need to separately compile it. Okay, that's why we say Python is a interpreted language. Okay, we don't need to compile it separately. Okay, coming to next feature, next we have rich standard library. Rich standard. Sorry if I'm doing any spelling mistakes, so just ignore it. Okay, when I say Python is having a rich standard library, like when we are working with Java programming language, it has its own dependencies and libraries of different things, okay, which are supposed to perform different kind of task. Okay, similar to that, we have Python has its own libraries and dependencies or packages. Okay, for example, Python has like a Panda, a NumPy, Anaconda, then we have Seaborn. Okay, these are certain certain features of Python or like packages or libraries you can say, which are used to perform specific kind of task. Okay, for example, this Panda, NumPy and Anaconda, they can be used to analyze a high volume of data. Okay, they are specifically used in the field of this AI as well as machine learning for analyzing a big volume of data. Okay, so that is why, like, see, because if you are not having those kind of libraries or packages, you need to literally write a source code for that. Okay, which takes a lot of time. These packages or libraries, they are actually pre-written source code which performs specific kind of task. Okay, and Python is filled with that kind of libraries and packages. Okay, so if you want to perform a specific kind of task, you can just fetch a library or package of Python and use it to perform that specific task. Okay, and that makes very much easier. Okay, so that is why we say Python is as having a rich standard library. Okay, coming to next key feature of Python, which will be platform independence. Okay, so when I say platform independence, that means, sorry about that. Yeah, so when I say like Python is having a like platform independent, Python is platform independent, that means Python is supported on not just the Linux or Windows machine, it is supported on almost all sorts of machines like Windows, Linux, then we have Mac also, then we have other kind of OS machines where Python is supported. Okay, that is why we say it's platform independent and can be run on all sorts of platforms. Okay, that is a very good feature, because some programming language, to make sure that programming some certain programming language we can run on our platforms, you need to do certain settings. Okay, where in case of Python, it supports all sorts of platforms. Okay, coming to next feature. So next feature, we are having large community ecosystem. Okay, so in case you don't know, at this point Python is being one of the most widely used programming language in the whole world. Okay, why? Because as per my opinion, because of this multi-purpose feature. Why? Because Python can be used for almost everything. You can do all sorts of tasks using Python, and that's why we are like Python is being used all over the world. Okay. So when I say large community and ecosystem, so like when you are having so many developers who are working with Python, so they continuously evolve and they continuously make new libraries and packages using Python. Okay, for example, let's say you want to perform some task. Okay, for example, let's say I want to write a source code which will like do calculus. Okay, I have written a source code that will do calculus. So instead of writing the course every time, what I can do, I can create a package of that package or library of that code, and next time if I want to use it, I will just fetch it and I will just call it. Okay, and that will save a lot of time. And when I say large community and ecosystem, since there are so many developers, they keep creating new kind of package as well as libraries which can be used to perform specific kind of task. and that is really helpful because it reduces your manual effort. Okay, so these are some of the key features of Python. Now let's talk about how exactly we are going to use Python and how exactly Python is being used from DevOps point of view. Okay, so let me explain that as well. Okay team, so talking about significance of Python in DevOps, basically what I wanted to let you know is how exactly we are using Python in our day-to-day DevOps related task. Okay, so let me give you some examples. Okay, so first example that I wanted to explain to you is scripting and automation. As of now, some of you already know, like we use shell scripts to create different kind of scripts, like for automating something. Okay, one of the most common tasks that we perform as a DevOps engineer in corporate companies is take backup of folders. Okay, basically there are certain folders which contains complete data. Okay, and to make sure that we are taking backup of data in case of any disaster, we write a shell script which will automatically run at specific interval of time, and it will take a backup of that folder or file. Okay, same automation and scripting we can do using Python. This is the one of the basic command using which we can take a backup of a folder. Okay, this script will be available to you. You can just run it to understand how exactly it works. Few things you need to change in this script is the source folder path and the backup folder path which you want to take a backup of. Okay, sorry, into backup. Okay, so yeah, so scripting and automation we can do with Python, and as I told, as compared to shell script, Python scripts are very easy to understand and can be easily written as compared to shell script. This I'm speaking from my experience. Okay, so first significance of Python in DevOps is that we can use it to write scripting and to do scripting and automation use of different kind of task. One very common examples I'm giving you is the example that is like Python can be used to write a script which will take backup of a specific folder on regular intervals of time. Okay, second significance of Python that we use on regular basis is the configuration management. Okay, so you know there is a specific section in DevOps which is known as IAC, infrastructure as code. Okay, where we have two most famous tools, Terraform and Ansible. Terraform is used for provisioning resources. Ansible is used for configuring VMs or like performing CICD. Okay, building a deployment of application. That also we can do with Ansible. Okay, now do you know that Ansible is actually written in Python language? That is why it's very easy to understand how exactly Ansible works. Okay, this is a Ansible playbook script, okay, which is written in YAML. But since we are going to use Ansible, that you should know that Ansible itself is written in Python language. Okay, and when you are going to use Ansible on your machine, you need to make sure that Python is available there. Okay, and that's why I'm saying Python is very versatile. It is being used in almost everywhere. Okay, second significance of Python is configuration management. We are using Ansible, and Ansible is written in Python. Okay, third option, CICD. Okay, so already you know we are having different CICD tools like Jenkins, GitHub Actions, GitLab CICD, and using those pipelines in different CICD tools, we can perform different like Python based applications. We can build it. Okay, for example, let's say I have written a Python based script in the format of mybuildscript.py. Okay, to execute it inside our CICD tool, we can simply use we need to install Python tool, okay, inside our Jenkins or any CI/CD tool we are using, and we can just execute our Python based scripts to perform whatever commands we want based on as per Python. That also we can do. So Python is widely being used inside CI/CD pipelines also. Okay, and that's why I'm saying it has a big significance on DevOps also, right? Coming to last option, which is monitoring and logging. Okay, so in the beginning I was telling you one of the key features about Python. It is having a rich standard library. It is having lots of libraries and packages which are pre-written source code to perform specific kind of task. For example, if you see this small code, even though this code may not make too much sense as of now, but let me explain what exactly is happening here. Okay, let me convert the language to XML. Okay, maybe YAML would be fine. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, see, the code basically what it is doing, it is using a library. Okay, ps util. Okay, I will explain you what exactly it does. So using this library, what we are doing, we are fetching the details of CPU, how much CPU is being used, as well as how much memory RAM is being used. Okay, here you can see we are calling this this thing We are first of all we are importing it, and then we are calling using this is CPU percent, okay, with interval of 1 using this library ps util. Okay, and the output we are printing, as I told, printing is very easy in Python. Everything is easy in Python, so we are printing the value of CPU percent and memory info. These are variables, okay, and the value of the variables will be this thing, virtual memory and CPU percent, how much is it is being used. Okay, and you see, like with like just 5 lines of code, we can write a script to perform monitoring and logging on our machines. Okay, and this will help you doing that. And as I told, this is written in Python, and it is very easy. You know why it is easy? Because we are using a library ps util. Okay, and it's a library that is that contains already the written source code, which is used to perform this kind of actions, like finding the CPU details or like detailed information about memory, these kind of things. Okay, so Python, you can even see Python we can even use for monitoring and logging. When we are working with DevOps, instead of using Grafana or something, we can work with this also. It may not give very appealing dashboards, but it gets the task done. Okay, okay. So this is the fourth significance of Python in DevOps, from DevOps point of view. All these 4 things that I explained to you, scripting, automation, instead of shell we can go with Python. That will do a better task and it is much easier to understand. Secondly, we are using configuration management, Ansible. Ansible itself is written in Python, so Python is there also. Even in CICD pipelines, when we have Python based applications, we can write a Python script to build or deploy, and we can just execute the script through CICD pipelines like Jenkins. This specific pipeline, it is written in Jenkins. Okay, coming to fourth and last one, which is monitoring and logging, which is one of the most important aspect of DevOps. So there also basically we can use Python library like ps util, which will perform or get the accurate details of our we can monitor our VMs or like other resources using this script. Okay, we can get the CPU details, we can get memory usage, so and so. So you can see like Python is how widely it is being used, right? Okay, so this was day 1, and today we studied what did we study? We studied what exactly is Python, how does it work, what is its significance in DevOps, like where exactly it is being used in DevOps. Okay, so today is very easy, and all the documentation that I explained to you, make sure that you will able to find it inside this Python for DevOps repository. Okay, so day 2 we'll be learning about Python syntax and data types. Okay, we're learning with proper example and exercise. Since day 1 is completely theoretical, so in this I won't be giving you an exercise, but what I want you to do is make sure to follow the documentation and study it one time. Okay, okay. So yeah, also like make sure to subscribe, and if you need dedicated sessions for DevSecOps and Cloud DevOps, if you want dedicated session, if you want to prepare for interviews, make sure to just connect to me, or directly you can purchase this package also. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching and have a nice day, team.